is a really bad storm with lots of problems with flooding. A tornado hit the sound studio, and I mean, the water was pouring in through all the cracks of the door, of the front door. Good morning, friends. Today is a really big and exciting day. It's kind of one of those days that I'm not sure that like the actual impact of it and the meaning behind it is like registering with me right now because of everything that I have to do and life and stuff. But I am heading into the recording studio today to begin reading my book for Audible. I can't even quite string together my thoughts on it because I've been trying to, like I took yesterday just to rest and like kind of vocal rest, you know. I just tried to just kind of be very calm. And by rest, I mean I did like 5 loads of laundry and other things, but I didn't work. I didn't record any videos, I didn't edit any videos. I just, yeah, this is all new territory for me. I mean, I read aloud to my kids every day, but to read your own story, and it's just so crazy to me because this morning while I was in the bathroom getting ready, I just kept thinking to myself, like 2 years ago, almost exactly at this time, I received the email from the publisher in New York telling me that they, you know, weren't really interested in moving forward with my book, and that they thought that maybe I needed to hire a ghostwriter or something like that. And if you guys know the whole story, then you know what I'm talking about. But that was like one of those life-defining, you know, broken moments for me where I laid on the bathroom floor and just sobbed and cried and felt not good enough, you know, just all of those voices in my head. CR came in and we talked, and he encouraged me and basically just said to me, like, I know you, and this isn't, like, this response isn't you. Like, you need to get up and go fight for what you want, what you believe in, what you believe, you know, you believe this book is important and you want it to be written. Like, you need to go fight for that. And I did. I mean, I was like, okay, you're right, you're right. And that was like a huge turning point for me. And if you would have told me then in that moment, a year after that, I signed a contract with one of the largest publishing houses in the country to publish my book. And now, a year after that, I'm going into the studio to record this book for Audible. I have just trusted God with this and said, like, God, this is your story. I believe you want me to tell this story, and I know that I can do it. I know that I can write this book. I know that I don't need to hire a ghostwriter. I know that I can figure this out. And even for the narration of this book, you guys, usually they hire professional narrators. And through many conversations over the last few months, I've, you know, pleaded my case for the fact that I felt like I should be the one to read my book. It should be me. And they ultimately ended up agreeing with me. And so now I'm going into the studio to do this incredible thing of narrating my own book, which in its own right is its own profession and something that people work really hard to be very good at. And I've spent the last few weeks, and since I finally got confirmation that I was going to be the one to read it, I have been doing so much research about how to record an audiobook, how to narrate a book, and hoping that I can bring my very best to this so that when you guys, if you choose to purchase the Audible version of this book, that when you get it and when you listen to it, it feels like we're just having a conversation and I'm telling you my story. Hopefully I can knock this out of the park. It's a rainy day, but I'm gonna get all of my stuff together, and then I'm gonna leave a few minutes early because I'm gonna go by Starbucks and get a medicine ball tea. So he told me not to drink coffee. They sent me all these tips, and they said, like, don't drink coffee because it dries out your mouth. And if you have like milk in it or whatever, that can like make your throat feel sticky. So I'm just gonna do a tea. I'm gonna do a medicine ball tea. And yeah, and I'm gonna head over there, and hopefully, I have no idea what the situation will be, whether or not I can like record and stuff in there, but I think I should be able to at least get a little bit of footage. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm just really excited. It's just like one of those full circle moments that feels like I'm watching from outside, like I'm looking down and watching from the outside, and like, am I really doing this? Like, am I really doing this? Surely I am. I'm sure that the audiobook producer would appreciate it if I fully recognize that, yes, in fact, I am doing this. I am reading this book, and I better show up and do a good job. I smell bacon.
Always a good day.
Is that for me?
Yeah, you can have some.
Oh, so it's not for me, but I can have some?
Well, it's just making what's on the meal plan. Looking to it, man.
Here, I thought you were making me something special.
Absolutely. Well, bacon. You love bacon, so it's a win-win.
Sierra took my car this morning and went and got an oil change because I desperately needed it. So he did that for me at like 7 a.m. What a guy. So now I'm gonna finish packing up my stuff. Definitely gonna throw back some of that bacon and then I'm gonna hit the road.
You excited?
Very.
It's gonna be fun.
A little anxious, but mostly excited. I gotta go record my book for Audible, buddy. I get to go read out loud on a microphone. Okay. If ever you think that you're cool or something that you're doing is really cool, just tell a child about it and let their lackluster excitement take you down a few notches. Okay, I'm here. I didn't feel like I had time. The Starbucks was another 5 minutes down the road and it's 9:50 and I'm supposed to be here at 10. So I'm sure that a sound recording studio has drink options, so I'm not gonna stress about it. That would be a little something that I would let myself stress about, and I would let my anxiety get high because I didn't bring water and I didn't bring, because I was gonna get water at Starbucks. So now I'm walking in with no drinks and I'm sure they're gonna be like, really? But I'm convinced that a sound recording place, this is like a professional place, musicians and all of that use this. So I'm sure they have water and tea, which is all that I need. I'm excited. I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous, but I feel like once I get in there and meet everybody and sit down and take a few deep breaths and like actually start reading, that my nerves will die down a little bit. The good thing is that I'm just reading. It's not like someone's watching me and my face. Like I can show nervousness in my face, or even, you know, my hands can shake a little bit as long as my voice is okay. So let's do this. Okay, we're all set up. Mic, the book, water, ready to go. Sound guy. Okay guys, I am back for audio recording. Whoa, hello, hold on. I'm back for recording day 2. I didn't get back on here yesterday because when I left here, I was so tired. And by the time I got home, like, well, when I left here, I was actually feeling like, kind of like that, like adrenaline high feeling or whatever, where I was like, okay, I did, you know, everything went great. And then I was like, okay, I'll catch them up when I get home. And then I got home and I like literally felt like I'd been hit by a freight train. I started feeling like sick and my body started aching, my back was hurting, like everything that when you're sitting in this like very upright position and speaking into a microphone for hours and you can't move. Like that's the other thing, is I wanted to try to record in there a little bit, but the microphones are so sensitive that if I even touch my leg, you can hear the sound of my hand like scratching on my pants. So like I wear this really soft shirt, which is great, but I'm like a hand talker. And so when I'm, you know, reading the book and I'm talking and I'm like getting really passionate about something, I want to like move my hands and stuff, and I can't do that because it makes noise and you can hear it, and they'll have to stop me and I'll have to go back and reread it because you can hear it. On like you can hear your clothing moving, like even if I just like adjust my legs a little bit or whatever, it's crazy. So I have to sit very still and I can't, it's just hard to like, okay, well what do I do with the camera? I can't like start and stop the camera because that noise, or even just me touching it, touching buttons, moving it, would be picked up by the camera or by the microphone. So I'm gonna see if I can set it up a little bit today to try to record, but I don't know if I can. So all that to say, it went fantastic yesterday, despite the fact that I am very tired today, and man, do I feel like I got hit by a bus. However, the book reading is going so well. My producer and everybody who's working on this like audio book is so wonderful, and the work that I did in preparing to do this has paid off, because they had slated 3 full days for me to record this book, and we got 70% done with it yesterday. Like both the producer and the sound engineer and stuff were, I mean, we were all like very pleasantly surprised that we got through 70% of it yesterday, which means today I just have to finish the last 30%. So I'll probably be done by lunchtime today. So that means basically the recording time that we thought we'd need got cut in half. We thought we'd need 3 full days, and it'll really be 1.5 days to record the whole book. So I'm excited about that, and it sounds silly, like I don't like to pat myself on the back, but I feel proud of myself. I feel like Like I said, I didn't just go into this thinking like, oh, I'll be able to do it. It's fine. It's simple. It's just reading a book, right? I prepared, I did research. I learned about how to read a book for audio, and I wanted it to be the best that it could be for you guys. I wanted it to be an enjoyable experience for you. Listening to audiobooks is hours of, I think when it's all said and done, my book will be 5.5 hours of audio. And so to be in somebody's ear for that long and your voice, I just wanted to make sure that that it would be pleasant for you to listen to. And so I'm gonna go in. I stopped this morning and got a medicine ball tea. I left a few minutes earlier today so that I could stop and get a medicine ball because my mouth was getting really, really dry yesterday, and I was drinking a ton of water. I peed a million times. And I want to keep drinking water today, but my mouth was still dry even with the water. So I thought the medicine ball tea might help because it's kind of sour, so it makes you salivate. So I figured, okay, well, maybe then when my mouth is feeling dry, I can take a sip of that and it will add some like hydration back to my mouth. So I'm going to alternate between water and medicine ball tea and see if that helps me get through the last 30% of the book. So the kids are at home. We have like just a bunch of sick kids. Everybody's sick. And by the grace of God, I'm starting to feel sick, but I think I'm gonna be okay to finish this recording today. But Ivy like literally coughed in my face last night. Like all the kids have runny noses and coughs and just not feeling well. And she literally walked up to me and just coughed right in my face. So by tomorrow, I'm sure I will be sick as well. So I'm glad that the timing worked out that I got to finish this before I got sick. I don't know if CR's recorded anything while I've been in the studio yesterday or today, but if he has, I'll obviously insert that footage. If he hasn't, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Hello. Good morning, I'm good. How are you? Chapter 17, just one more. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see me or hear me right now, but I just left the sound studio while I was there and I was recording. We got 3 tornado warnings and like said to take cover. Once we finished the recording, I was getting ready to leave and I was like, do you think it's okay for me to leave? And they were like, yeah, but you should go now. And I opened the front door and it was like a big metal door and it like blew a ton of like wind and rain, and it was clearly a massive storm. So I shut the door and we all kind of went to the interior for a few minutes, and a tornado hit the sound studio. And I mean, the water was pouring in through all the cracks of the door, of the front door, and outside I've never seen anything like that. We heard a loud boom and I thought it was lightning, but it wasn't. It was the fence being ripped up outside the place. So it only lasted a few minutes, and then it was so eerie because once it was done, it was just like silent. And I was like, that's so weird. So I started watching the monitor because we're supposed to have this bad weather and tornado warnings and watches basically for the next 5 or 6 hours. That was lightning. And they're heading towards my house. So anyways, long story short, I was like, I need to go home. Like, I need to get home. I called CR and he's got the kids all in the playroom where the weather, like where it's like the safest or whatever. So he's there with them, and I'm just trying to get home. These big trees and flooding and everything are very, very dangerous. So the weather's picking up now, the rain's picking up. I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm just gonna try to get home.
Nobody is trapped, or nobody is in jeopardy.
Right now, Vanessa Rufus joins us live. Vanessa, flooding, a big issue across the Carolinas. North Carolina Highway Patrol sharing a warning right now.
I'm home. I made it home safe. We're all just watching the news right now. There's tornado warnings and watches, and this is a really bad storm with lots of problems with flooding and
dude, even Mona Lisa's getting a bath.
honey.
A little behind the scenes action right here. Let's go. Let's do some live decluttering.
I'm gonna declutter you if you're not careful.
It's been a long day. I haven't been able to tell. How long have you been at this?
I don't know, what time is it?
It's 5 o'clock.
5 hours.
I mean, the place looks phenomenal.
Shut up.
I'm dead serious. It
First
feels
of all,
clean,
I
and there's.
felt that, and that was so rude.
That wasn't rude. I'm dead
This should be
serious.
a testament to how
It was dirty.
messy
Yeah. Me?
and your children are.
I feel like
That's what this
Mona's
is a
looking at me.
testament to. She sees you. She's eyeing you. Look at the smirk. She's like, "Cool. Shouldn't have come in here."
I need to speed up the zoom on this. It was like delayed zoom. So now my ISO is.
All right,
going
you're
bananas.
wasting my time.
Wow. I'm gonna go make mac and cheese for
Very
dinner.
busy. Very busy lady.
Seriously though, this looks great. And
It doesn't look great. It looks terrible right now, but it has to get bad before it gets better.
Huh.
Wise words. Oh, look what I found. Hidden behind a bookshelf.
Toothpaste?
Toothpaste.
Gosh.
Weird.
Little hooligans. I mean, this is quite the table though. We do have an assortment of stuff going on here. I haven't seen this guy in a long time. Some printer paper. Monies. Nature notebooks.
Money, please.
A bunch of old cameras.
All right, no,
Right
no,
here.
stop.
Just some goodies.
Go down here. Go make
All
your
right.
dinner.
See you later. See you later, George.
Bye.
It was a morning in June when I heard that tune falling up to the beat of your heart, like a white rain sails from a star.